Good morning and welcome to Political No Brainer, the podcast where we move past winner takes all politics and into real solutions. I'm with Daryll Blackhall. We're waiting on another guest to join us, Quez, who I met recently, and he's a very interesting young man. I'm just seeing if he's able to get on with us. But Daryll, just like we were just talking, you're the principal of Workforce Orlando Workforce Academy. Just tell us a little bit about the academy. You've been on the show before. I love the academy. I love what it does. Tell us all about it. Jump right in.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. And thanks for having me again today, Trip. I appreciate you. Workforce Advantage Academy, this is year 21 for us. So, what we do is we take 11th and 12th grade kids. We've even taken a few sophomores this year that are really struggling, and we help one find them jobs because for a bunch of reasons. Sometimes it's keeping lights on at mom's house, but it also changes that circle, right? So they're not running with the same 17-year-old, 18-year-old kids all the time. Now they're running with a different group. And then also too, we work with those kids who need credit recovery, grade recovery, so that way at the end of the day they can put some money in their pocket and leave with a real high school diploma, right? Just like you would have gotten from the school that they came from. So that part to me is important because it's the key to the next door. I don't care what you want to do, but it's just super important that I think that there's still schools out there trying to give you the ability to achieve so you can get on with your life. Because that life after high school piece is no joke. I mean, look, you were in the or are in the restaurant business, brother. That I don't know how you do that because that is a tough business. I see people be rude over nothing, right? And on your feet and running for hours and man, that is a tough industry. And as we venture back into manufacturing, I think that we'll see that. I don't know how that will change the industry, but it'll have some bearing because I think people once we start building things again, they will be able to have maybe a little bit more expendable income. So they'll be able to go out a little bit more or take their kids to the movies. And I think that industry is going to change too, as long as AI doesn't start doing everything, I guess, and then we'll venture forward from there.
So I've been in the restaurant business for 40 years. Like you said, it's a bear. But just like
Woo!
teaching, I mean, teaching can be, you got kids that aren't really putting that aren't really applying themselves, and parents jumping down your throat as why aren't they succeeding? Why are they getting these grades? And so everything's a quagmire. But when you get into industry and you get into manufacturing again, that's a great question. That's a great. We're looking like that could happen. I know we had mentioned, I think the president had told North Carolina to start building furniture again, which I thought would be a beautiful thing. That's where, here we go. This is Quez. I thought would be a
All
beautiful thing.
right.
Quez, you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
How
Yes,
you
sir.
doing?
Great.
Good
So,
morning.
Hey,
so Quez and I have
um,
already met. This is Daryll Blackhall, the president and principal of Orlando Workforce Academy. I thought he'd be a great addition to today's show, and he agreed to come on a Sunday. So thank you both for agreeing to come on a Sunday.
Well,
What
yes, sir.
absolutely.
and so me and Daryll jumped right in, and one of the things he said is it looks like America's getting back to manufacturing now. Really, Quez, jump in and just tell us a little bit about yourself. Any
Uh,
first
so
things that come
yeah,
to mind.
so yeah, my name is Mark Quez actually, but people call me Quez. I'm from Georgia. I was born in Georgia, raised in Florida. Um, Orlando, from Orlando. 26 years old. Got 4 kids. I got an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a newborn coming.
Woo!
Whoa,
Man.
congratulations! I'm 60 and I only got two kids.
Yeah, I got a little football team, but yes, sir. So
So
how y'all feeling today?
I,
Good.
I I'm
So
feeling great. I'm feeling great, thank
I ain't
God.
gonna
So
lie, I'm kind of a little nervous, but
don't be nervous. Me and Daryl are just. I mean, you probably. being
Man,
around
this
me.
is just like sitting on our porch, brother.
Just talk.
I mean, say what you feel. It just don't matter.
Yes, sir.
We're just old guys sitting on the porch chilling, brother. Say whatever you want. It's cool, man.
So yeah, what
Yeah.
y'all wanted to get like what topic y'all want to speak on? Like how y'all
So, you had sent us an interesting. Were you able to watch that podcast?
I absolutely was.
Okay, so that was where I wanted to start actually, even though I wasn't going to start there until you sent me that podcast. But it's interesting that so we jumped right into the UK is going to electronic identification in the next year or two, and it just seems like another form of government control, which
yeah,
is
it
what it
definitely is.
was. And it's funny because Daryl's a libertarian, right? So government control is your
Yeah,
biggest
I
thorn in
could
your
live
side.
without it. Yeah, I could live without it. So
So yeah,
So
that's how I mean with that situation, like it's crazy because I feel like I feel like it is gonna come eventually, but it's like you said, it's like another form of control, man. And people, we got to wake up, man. We got to, if we come together and not accept, I think we can conquer that.
right. And let me just jump in for 1 second. Daryl had posted something on Facebook about taxes, that the government is just soaking us for taxes. I mean, in
Hmm.
every which way you turn, you're paying taxes on everything you purchase. You're paying taxes on your property. You're paying taxes on your income. You're paying taxes when you buy a car. And so I had told Daryl, it's interesting because Warren Buffett, who is essentially one of the greatest investors of all time, said his company just paid $5 billion in taxes for the year of 2025. And if only 800 other companies did that, none of us would have to pay taxes. So I was just saying, why aren't people getting together and creating their own lobbyists to say, lobbyist organization, go to Congress and say, why don't we have 800 companies paying their share? Why are we paying the bulk of the taxes? Which is just another form of government control.
Yeah.
I really think that I'm a flat tax guy because I don't mind. Look, I also know that services aren't free, right?
Yes,
And I
sir. Yes,
want a
sir.
fire truck to come to my house if it catches on fire. I want a police to respond
Correct.
if I got some guy sleeping in my front yard, right? Those kind of services I understand. So and so if there was a flat tax, that's awesome, but it shouldn't be up around where I think I'm up around 23%, and
One
that's,
quarter.
yeah, and it's like, I mean, look, I ain't mad because I still love it here, right? But do all of our homeless people really need cell phones? Really? Do they do do we really need to keep providing those things? So I don't even know where they charge them, right? So it's like, I just think that we don't. Uh, our government has just decided, instead of being good stewards with our money, they've decided to go, look, these people are out there working every day. There's a whole pool of money over here. We'll just take a little bit more. We'll take a little bit more. And sooner, and they're crushing the middle class, right?
Yeah.
We're becoming, like it said in the video, there's going to be two distinctions, right? You can either have or have not.
No,
And that
correct.
really struck me yesterday when I watched the video you sent, Trip,
Hmm.
was, you got 5 or 6 years to get rich and make your money. And
Exactly.
so,
Exactly.
here's the thing that I found interesting. Here was my take. Last year, I realized, because I'm an old man, I realized I haven't renewed my driver's license by going into DMV, and y'all, it's probably been 15 years. But so I didn't have the little gold star on my driver's license.
Hmm.
And I was about to fly to DC because I was taking a group of students to DC for the spring break trip. And so I called our travel agent and I was like, hey, my driver license is still good for another year, but I don't have the gold star. And they're like, Coach, man, you need to get this taken care of, because if you don't have it and then you got to bring your passport or your birth certificate, and it's going to take you longer to get through TSA. And I was thinking, man, even though we don't do it the digital, like the UK is talking about, we still have gone to a travel type identification. Ours is still plastic, right?
Hmm.
It still fits in my wallet. but the USA has come to that where if I want to get on an airplane and go anywhere, then I need this ID card with the little star on it. And it depends on where you are, right? I think Texas has something else on theirs. And
Probably a
anyway,
Texas state logo. I
yeah.
know they have
Yes.
a lot of Texas pride, so.
Uh,
But it's like we have already started to go down that road. And not for nothing, I did a little island hop this summer, right? And then when I came back to the country, I had my passport in my hand, and the agent said, "No, man, just look right here into this screen
See,
and take
yep.
your hat off." So I
The
took my
camera.
hat off, looked at the screen, and he's like, "Welcome back, Mr. Blackhall. Have a good day." And I'm thinking, "Holy crap, man!
Yeah,
My
it's
face
coming.
is in there somewhere."
Oh,
The,
it's
the,
happening.
Oh,
That's a
I mean,
retina
it's
scan.
already there. And
Yep.
Yeah.
so we haven't gone to the extreme like you sent us, sir, where
Yeah.
you can't work without this digital ID. That's a heck of a step, right?
Yeah, it
I think,
is a big step.
look, I'm about our our immigration, right? Because my great grandparents were immigrants. They came in from Ireland, and they had to jump through all those hoops, and they came in at a time when the Irish weren't really welcome. Help wanted, but Irish need not apply, right? They came in during
Jeez.
came in during that era, and
I never heard of that.
it's interesting. Trip, look that up, man.
I will. I'm
It
actually
happened.
going to make a note of that.
So so we're so I understand about immigration and jobs and things like that, but we do that when we hire them, right? We
Hmm.
have them fill out the paperwork and do all those kind of things. So that having that digital is scary, bro.
Yeah, it is.
That was
I
so
hope.
interesting to me.
Yeah, I hope it really ain't got to go to that extent. But I think so. Just like Trippy said, the control, man. And what you just said about them telling you put your face in the camera. I actually had an experience like that the other day. Well, I had to put my face, but he put my ID to the camera, so it's like face recognition.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
That
face
it's
recognition.
when I trademarked Coach Trippy, I had to go into a federal system called ID Me, and I had to
Oh
sign
yeah,
up for that. And ID
yeah.
Me is probably the first step of what we're talking about. And whenever you think of control mechanisms, I it was funny because years ago I had a cleaning business, and all you had to do was pay a phone book ad, and you would get a lot of calls, 300-400 bucks a month. You committed to that dollar amount every month, and you would get a lot of calls. Now you've got Google, you've got to go through them, you've got to go through every computer system to get any sort of
Hmm.
business, any sort of business recognition, any sort of it's all happening. I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely
oh,
happening.
over and over, it's been happening. I mean, just say, okay, Quez, okay, you have 4 kids, right?
Yes, sir.
You're a young man. You got to start your life, right? And
Yes,
it's
sir.
just say you decide to start. Well, if you did decide to start a small business, do you realize how much more difficult, or maybe Daryl, do you realize how much more difficult it is to start a small business today than it was when we were kids?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We're a 501(c)(3), right? So the hoops that we have to jump through when we renew our certificate what is it, every 5 years, is crazy, right? I mean, we have to basically open our books to whoever asks and show them our profit stream or our revenue stream, and to keep our status, and it is it's harder, right? I mean, it's just that we're making everything more difficult. I mean, you kids used to open up lemonade stands, but now if you don't have a
Yeah, man, you
business
can't
license, oh yeah, they'll shut you down,
even.
right?
Literally.
So
Yeah, they
that's
really is making it hard, man. Because even like the living situation, like honestly, I don't even know how we survive, but I don't know how we surviving with the living cost. It's so high. It's so hard to get into place. I don't know why, but it's so much extraness now. So much extra now. It wasn't like that back then to be able to
No.
get into place.
No, when I was a kid, you used to go get an apartment. You used to decide if you're going to go to college. You used to go get a
Yeah.
job. Like that's how I wound up in the restaurant industry for 40 years. I had
Hmm.
friends. I made money. I always had money to pay my rent. Always had money to go do stuff. Nowadays, it's just impossible. Young
Yeah,
people,
man.
young people are talking about buying a house, and most young people are saying, "I don't think I'll ever own a home anymore."
Hmm.
And how it, that is crazy to me. How is that? Because I mean, that's the quote unquote American dream, right? So,
Yeah.
so when did that become not a reality anymore, right? I
Yeah.
mean, when did that stop? And then you drive around Orlando for Pete's sakes, every piece of dirt is getting a new house or a new.
Yep.
And so how can if we're building houses at this rate, how can one houses not be available? And then you find out, well, coach, they are available, they're just not affordable,
They're not
right?
affordable, you
So
Hmm.
know.
so we have companies buying apartment complexes, right? So now the companies are and they're just setting the rate at whatever, so they make money, because we all know companies are in business to do one thing, and that's to make money.
Money. That's it.
So so when they go out and they buy this whole housing community, or they buy this whole, and they rent these places out, man, they're making too not and I don't want to say too much money, because that's look, if you're going to go out and take the risk, I'm not the one that'll tell you you can't make money, right? Because I'm
Correct.
going to tell you, sir, that somebody should limit the amount of money. If you invent the new widget, my brother, man, I hope it sells and you can charge $1 million per one.
Yeah, just don't
Go
forget the
get it,
little
Yeah.
guy.
right?
Yeah,
Go
for real.
get it, man. But I just don't. I and I hate to use the word fair, but I really sometimes don't think that we think long term. That how is this sustainable, right? I mean, we think about this in the fishing industry, right? Oh, we gotta control what we do for these
Oh
fishing
man.
because it's not sustainable. Well, I don't think we can continue to increase the cost of doing business for the average person, because it's not sustainable.
Hmm.
So that
And it's
brings me.
funny.
Go
It's
ahead. Go ahead.
funny that when you said the American dream, but they call it the American dream because you gotta be asleep to believe
Yeah, exactly.
it.
Absolutely,
It's
brother.
I mean, you really, this brings me to an interesting point. So me and Quez, I go into where he's living at. I'm walking around. I'm just trying to feel my way around. I meet Quez, and we have this interesting conversation. He says, "Are we talking about investing?" And he says, "How?" I said, "Every time I look on Facebook, I see well, okay, whatever. I see a bunch of bullshit about investing. Okay.
Hmm.
I see like this one guy, his name is Adam Ferrari, and he's talking about his family's oil business. And if you buy his bonds, you will get a return of 9% to 13% interest. And I'm thinking, if his business is so good, why don't he just go to the bank and get a 5% loan? Why is he paying everybody 9 and 13% to give them his? So I'm just wondering, and I'm just wondering, how do young people navigate these schemes? So Quez asked me, "How do you invest?" I'm like, "I'm the wrong guy to ask. Let me tell you, I've been
Yeah.
around this. I've been in the work. Like you said, I've been in the restaurant business, which is just pretty difficult. And at 60 years old, it just gets significantly more difficult each year. And I got to stay in it because my kids are still young. So I'm not the one to ask about investing. But I showed him this book that I've been reading, and it's called Blue Chips for Kids. And it says what every kid should know, and then it kind of artistically crosses out kids and parent. And it's pretty creative. It's about money markets, and it's about index funds and stuff like that. Just understanding how to do legitimate investing, not necessarily get on Facebook and somehow get a hold of Adam Ferrari, however he suggests you get a hold of him via his reel, and and you can potentially grow wealth. Or like you said, those who are buying all these houses, maybe you can invest in those companies in a way, right? But is there any, especially for a young man like Quez or his kids growing up, especially because things are going to be even more difficult for his four kids than they are for him,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
than they were for us significantly. But we had it significantly better at a younger age. But is there any chance of any of that stuff being taught in school? And Quez, would you be interested in any classes that taught you about investing
Yeah.
and
Yeah, of course
leveling
I
up?
would. Yes, sir. Of course. I would be interested because I want to know because I see, like you said, it's a lot of ads, a lot of people talking about it, but like I'm kind of concerned. Like I want to know why is they pushing that narrative so much? Is it the fact that they want a person to take a chance to run out of money, or like what's because it's everywhere. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on TikTok. Everybody is trying to invest or telling people to invest. It's ads, so it's like a It's like a two-way street. Like, you don't really know you're in between. Like, should I do it? Should I not do it?
Daryl?
I am not an investment guru, and so I do seek out professional help when it comes to where to put my money. Even my 401k, right? I seek out where to put it, and then I make adjustments at the end of the year. If I don't feel I'll look right now from January. It's this is weird, but so from January because I just looked from January to September, I made 13%
Wow.
on my 401k, right? So because I was just curious, and so I was pretty happy about that. But before then, I was making probably half that. And so you want to, so I always seek out professional help for our kids. I'll tell you what we do. Um, there's a Francois, believe this or not, he was a quarterback at FSU quite a few years ago. He's in our city now, and he came out to speak to our student population because he's retired, right? All at the ripe old age of 28, he's retired from football, and so he had to use and so now he's got to use his degree, right? Because he never after his injury really never made it in the NFL, so he retired. And so he's using his degree from FSU to work for an investment company. So he came out and spoke to our kids about taking care of yourself first, making sure that you don't spend more than you make. I mean, just he gave them the basics, and then he is going to return for us back next. No, this is October. He's going to come to us again in October and give us like a follow up, right?
Yeah.
So because I know that I don't know, right? I do know what I don't know, right? And I know that, or there's things I wish I know. So when I have these speakers come in, brother, I come in and I sit in here too. And I'm going to invite you. When Mr. Francois comes back to our campus, I'll get you the date and time. Brother, if you want to come sit in, come sit in. Be my
Yes, sir.
guest. Okay.
Hmm.
We'll meet offline and I'll give you my phone number and my address of here at school. And dude, anything that we do that you want to be a part of, brother, I'm all about it. Right.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm telling you, man, you got four kids to worry about, bro.
Yes, sir.
And we got to get them through. So, if I could just I know this may not mean nothing, but I am so gum proud of you right now because you have four kids. They know their dad.
Hmm.
Look, brother, I work off Rio Grande. I
Okay, I
got
know where you at.
I got 250 kids in my school,
Yes, sir.
and I could probably count on two hands the ones that still have their dad in their home. And so I just want to let you know I'm proud of you, man, for staying and
Appreciate it.
for doing being that dad and doing what you need to do, brother, because you
Yes,
matter,
sir.
right? Dads
Yes,
matter,
sir.
man. I know there's a
Yeah.
whole lot of feminists right now probably mad at me, but dude, you matter. Dads
Yes,
matter.
sir.
You bring that extra spice to the food, right? So
Yeah, man.
so dads just matter, man. So
Yeah.
so I just want you to know that you are important, and I love your desire not only to improve yourself, but you're already thinking about your kids. And when you say your oldest one's the eight, dude, come
Yes,
on,
sir.
man, that's awesome,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Because
that's awesome,
anything
man.
you learn, you're gonna spill it out into
And
them. And that's what matters.
Correct.
Proud of you,
Yeah,
brother.
I
So that's the
appreciate that.
first thing he said was he got 4 kids, and that's my biggest thing when I start a conversation off and I talk about my kids, and we have bad
Yeah.
days, all of us dads
Yeah,
have
of
bad
course.
days, but
Absolutely.
And it ain't easy, man. Cause like the society project, you know, women like single homes, like father not being in the home. It's a big part. It plays a big part in our lives, man. I think it's very important for men to be in their kids' life or to be in
Absolutely.
one household, man. It's very important. And like you said, the father being in the child life is important, whether it's a girl or a boy. They both are important to be in
It
their
don't.
life.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the kid, right? I don't care if you're a boy or a girl. It don't matter. That
Hmm.
dad is important because let's face it. Um, as a dad, we can teach that young lady how a man should treat a girl, right?
Yes, sir.
With respect, how they speak to them, how they act, right? And then for our sons, we're the living example of how we should behave, right? And
Hmm.
to teach them that testosterone is not toxic, right? It is
Yeah,
not,
man.
right?
Nah,
We're
you need
allowed to
that.
go out and work on our car and sip a beer on the
Yeah,
front porch and laugh with the boys. And
yeah.
then, and all that is okay. Nobody's,
Hmm.
none of that is good. But you see, and not for nothing, old history teacher, right? It all started way back with the New Deal. The New Deal was replacing government checks with men. It started that long ago. And it's only taken what, 3 generations, 4 generations to completely cut so many men out of their houses and trade them for a few
Yeah,
$100s, right?
yeah.
Now, I don't need a man because I got this check in my box, but I'm trading the
That's
spirit
exactly.
that God gave me. I'm
Yeah.
trading the leadership of that man in my home. I'm trading so much for so little.
No, yeah.
But
It's
no,
bigger than that,
this
man.
is important to me, right? And it's
Yeah,
like,
man.
come
It's
on, man.
bigger than that, man. It's way bigger than that.
Huge.
And social media, I think social media,
It's the
the
devil.
rapping in like it plays a big part, it plays a big part with, the generation, you know what I'm saying? It plays a big part in to the youth, man. I just want to get message to the youth. Like you can do whatever you can be whatever you want to be. You don't have to, live the street life. You don't have to, what I'm saying, be gangster. Like you don't have to do that. You can be something else. You can do positive things in life. You don't have to, take that route. You know what I'm saying? You don't let nobody steer you off your direction. You know what I'm saying? Follow your purpose, live in your purpose, man. And just keep going, keep striving, and be who you want to be. You can be
You
whatever
know,
you want to be.
see, that's my message every day, right? Because look, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, Sometimes when I'm going around delivering my message, I might be the only white face in the room, right?
Hmm.
But I need these young people to understand that they matter,
Yeah,
right? That what they do matters. And I don't want them to end up, just a few blocks down here at 33rd. I want
trying to
them,
tell you,
I
been
want
there, done that.
because they're better than that. They're
Yes,
smarter
sir.
than that, right?
Yes, sir.
If they apply themselves, right? And
Yes, sir.
don't get caught up into dude, that music they
That
play.
music, man. Tell you,
Oh Lord, don't
tell
let
you,
that
man.
line. Don't call
Tell
your
you.
baby mama the names that they're saying in your head.
Yeah, man.
Respect that woman, right?
Yes, sir.
And take care of your business. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, it's one of our little catchphrases. We always standing on business, right?
standing
Uh,
on business.
because it matters. We take care of
Yeah,
our business, and
yeah,
part of the business is the lady that we choose, right? And I was challenge our ladies, right? Who you gonna hook your wagon to? Are you gonna hook your wagon to some unemployed little broke dude, right? Just because he got
right.
good hair? No,
Yeah,
right? Don't marry that man just because he got good hair. Don't sleep with that boy because he got good hair. No, you're better than that, right?
correct.
Find somebody, find husband material, right? Find
Yes, sir.
somebody that's willing to work, somebody that treats you with respect, somebody that's willing to know that they don't know everything and they're not afraid to ask, right? So so those are the lessons that I think that are slowly getting out, and people are starting, and we're starting to see to go back to your video, that people are being lied to, people are being duped, but we're comfortable and we don't care, right? And I
Yep.
think that's what is happening in Europe, right? That's why nobody fussed when we had to get the little gold star on our driver's license, right? We didn't fuss because it's like, man, I like to go to Georgia, right? Or
Well,
I like to get on a plane and ride over to Wyoming or whatever. And so I think that we didn't fuss.
that's crazy that you said something about the gold star because I thought that gold star was for you, like, if you want to go get a new ID, I thought that was for you were able to just get it. Like, you ain't got to bring in no more paperwork and all that. Because when I used to have to go get another ID, if I had a gold star, I wouldn't have to, like, bring, saying proof of address. That's what I
You
thought it was. I
you're
didn't know it was.
100% accurate because you had to show it at one time. Like
Oh,
for
okay.
me, because I'm old, right? And so I'm scrounging around trying to find my birth certificate. It's only what 62 years old, right? I'm trying to find this piece of paper, my original social security card, which back in the day, man, they wrote it on like tissue paper, right? So
Hmm.
this daggum thing. So I'm bringing that down there, my DD 214 because I'm a veteran, right? So I'm bringing all this foolishness down there, and the lady's like, "Well, did you bring me a utility bill?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I was just trying to prove to you I was alive. I didn't need
Yeah,
to know, So it was. Thank God I was able to pull up my bank statement on my phone so I could show where it was mailed to.
Or else
Um,
you'd had gone back. You'd had gone home and come back.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, in that line at DMV, and I had an appointment was an hour, and I
Yep.
was sitting with probably 150 of my closest friends, all in this little room, and I'm
oh
thinking,
shit.
we don't shower enough, and we're and we're all packed in this room together, and I'm like, oh, this is no good, man.
Yeah. So so back to, like, the youth and all that, like, man, like I came from, like, I done came out this certain lifestyle. Like, I done growed a lot, came out of a certain lifestyle. I have it's probably been like a year and a half or maybe 2 years that I actually transitioned it, man. And it's not easy,
Nope.
but it's better. It's better on the other side. You know what I'm saying? And I think doing right is hard, but doing wrong is easy. So a lot of people rather do wrong than do right.
How many old gangsters do you know?
Not a lot. They probably
Yeah,
dead
see,
or
and
in
that's
fifty.
always
So
my point, man, because they either locked up or dead,
yeah, man.
right? And you matter. And that is the point that I always try to drive home is that look, that money might be easy, but it's a dead end road, right?
Yeah.
And what are you teaching your kids? What are you doing? You're perpetuating the cycle, right?
Hmm.
You're continuing to run around in that hamster wheel and not making any progress at all. And you're
Nope.
and it's not fair because the people that are dependent on you, your kids, your wife, now all of a sudden, when you get locked up, that source of income is gone, and they got nothing. And
Nothing.
and so now they've taken the leadership out of the home, and now
Yeah.
they have to be, and it's a dead end street, man.
That's
And so
love.
like I said, I'm proud of you, man, because you're right.
Appreciate
It's
it.
not easy.
No, it ain't.
It's not
It's
easy. If
not.
anybody tells you it's easy, they're lying to you.
No, it ain't easy. Cause you
And
got.
so
Oh, go ahead.
often, I'm sorry, so often, successful people say, I wish I could show the crooked ones how much easier it is to do it correctly and how much more you make doing it correctly. Because that's the truth in life and everything. If you just do it right, you stay with your kids, you don't get hooked up with the wrong crowd, with the gangs and all.
Hmm.
You just do what you're supposed to do every day. It's a consistent growth. Whereas like Daryll
Hmm.
said, sometimes you can profit doing it wrong. But what happens if you wind up in jail when you do it wrong? That sets you back a year or two of your life. That sets your kids back a whole lifetime. They don't see you or know you that whole year or two,
Yeah.
and then their only impression of you is my dad's in jail right now, which is the work. We got to stay in touch with our kids. We got to make them better than us.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing is I want my kids to do better, and I'm with my wife who's an incredible mom, and together our kids are doing really well.
Yeah.
Did you anybody see the news this morning on the It was about Ocala, Marion County, that they were talking about um, kindergarten, that they used to, when they would bring kids in, they were already starting on reading skills and doing things like that. But now this last class that came in, they said there was a too many kids at 5 and 6 years old that weren't even potty trained, right? They
Oh
weren't
man.
even they weren't even they didn't know their colors. Some of them did not know their name, not just not how to write it, but they've been called Billy their whole life, that they didn't know their name was William, right? And
Right.
so they're talking about having like, and you know who that's all on? That's on me, right? It's
Yeah,
on
it's on the
the
parents.
parent
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
that child, right? I should have been teaching him how to tie his shoes, and
Mhm.
to tell me when he's got to go potty, and that this can is a certain color, right? Um, that's on me. I should have been reading them stories to go to bed, but we don't do that anymore. And there's so much that we see. I'm only in 11th and 12th grade school, right? And so I try to encourage my teachers, because I say, look, by the time you get them, you can't fix what happened to them in middle school. But
Nope.
what we can do is meet them where they are, and then try to teach them from that point and pull them forward, right? So don't feel beat up that we can't figure out why X equals 6, right? Don't beat them up. Find out where they are. Maybe we need to go all the way back to fractions. Hell, maybe we need to go all the way back to multiplication tables to find out where these students are and meet them there, and pull them forward from there. And I tell you, man, when I heard that story on the news, I understood that I used to say education is a triangle, right? It takes the student, takes the teacher, and it takes the parent to make it work.
Hmm.
But there's starting to be a leg missing, because the students are not really caring about education, because the parents aren't really caring about education. So that leaves the teacher out there by themselves,
By themselves.
hanging out, trying to hold it all together. And man, it's getting harder and harder, and teachers are getting fewer and fewer. And I just now look, I know AI is going to replace us all
Yep. It's
probably in the
coming.
next
It's
you're
coming.
like I'm saying, like your grandkids, sir, they may not go to school, right? They
Yeah.
may learn from home, because
Hmm.
let's face it, churches, school buildings are expensive, teachers are expensive, and like they do in Asia, they have one teacher at a computer screen teaching 1,000 kids, right? And we may go down that road eventually as well. But while we got the opportunity to teach these kids face to face, we really need to, because we're missing 2/3 of that triangle right now.
Hmm.
Because I've got to convince these kids that education matters, and we gotta get that message into the home. Trip, here's the thing. And that's a collective I. This is in America.
Hey, I'm
We
gonna use the restroom. One second.
go, yeah.
I'm gonna use the restroom. Be right back.
All right.
So, so we got this, the country, right? Trip, we got the country to stop smoking in a generation. Why can't we do the same with education? To say education matters. Maybe we need to start doing this is your brain on drugs commercial. I don't know. But we need to find out and do something that talks about education matters, and do it as a country,
That
because uh, anyway.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, there's got to be a way. There's got to be an advertisement company out there that's smarter than me, that would know exactly what to do, because when your 6-year old doesn't is still wearing Pampers, right? There's something wrong, man. There's a disconnect somewhere. And if you're gonna make them, you should raise them, just not for nothing, right? So that's kind of where I am with that. And So how do we do that? How do we make parenting
I'm back.
important? Good to see you, man.
We're
Sorry
good
about
to glad.
that.
No, no, no. So Daryl was just talking about how do we make education do. Just go over it once more. I don't want to. I don't
So
want to.
yeah, I got you. So in this country, we went like in a generation, we got America to quit smoking.
Mhm.
So if we could take that same kind of effort and put it into we to make education important again, right? Whether it's every road sign you see, whether this is your brain on tobacco, whatever their idea is, to kind of make it important, right? So that way kids don't feel like education don't matter, because that's how we get down to and I don't want to blame the government, but like, this is how we get into like the digital ID, because
Mhm.
we're already, and this is the way I feel. We're not going to give you enough education where you're going to get smart enough to take over. So you're probably going to have to figure out for yourself, and
Yep.
and maybe even have to pay for when you get to college. But we're not going to give you enough free education to run this place, right? This is
Yeah.
why when you get out of high school, you can graft the hell out of a line, but you don't know how to pay your taxes. This is why you don't know how to invest, right?
Real life
Because
thing.
I am not going to teach you that. Hell, man, I'm not going to give it to you for free what can help make you successful. And now look, I call bullshit, right? Because I'm teaching these kids everything that I've learned in the last 63 years, right?
Mhm.
But that is the story, the little peek behind the curtain that I
Yeah.
feel what is going on.
Yeah.
Need to put the stop to this and say education matters. Parents, what you do matters. The way you speak around your child matters. When you got little 8-year-olds cursing out their teachers, and it's like, well, they didn't learn that word in church, right? I don't know what
They
church,
learned.
but they learned it
They
from
learned it from
somewhere,
home,
right?
man. They learned it from home.
Absolutely. That's because mom and dad be calling each other that at home or whatever.
Yeah.
There's just we just have to and like I said, I don't know how we do it. Do we start talking about parenting, but then you're gonna have, because we're in that age of America where, oh, you can't tell me how to parent, right? You
Correct.
can't tell me, this is my kid. You can't, my body, my choice, right? You can't
Yeah.
tell me how to raise my kid, right? You can't tell me anything. So I don't know how we would get it in, but it matters, dude. It's
Yeah.
just too important. Your kids are too important for me to just retire, right? Because I'm not. They'll probably drag me out of here feet first.
They're gonna
So,
carry him out.
because all these kids matter. You
Yeah.
as an adult matter, because you need all the information you got, because you got
Correct.
kids to raise, right?
Knowledge is power, man. Knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
Knowledge is power.
That is so right.
So
Knowledge is
so much
power.
to unpack. I'm gonna jump right in for a second. When me and Quez first talked, the first thing he said to me is, "School doesn't do enough, doesn't teach us enough about how to succeed in life." And you
Mm-hmm.
just answered that question, that may not change. So,
Yeah.
and then what's the next step? And the next step is mentors like you, Daryl, who's doing what you do. You're not only the principal. Every day you walk through the halls and you call your kids out by name. How you doing?
Yeah.
You're the mentor of your kids, and your kids are going to be mentors of their friends if they don't if those kids don't have a dad that cares enough about that's there for them, right? So, I mean, this is like you said, when we talk about a whole generation getting people from smoking. I always said kids don't always listen, but they're always listening. When we convey an
Mm-hmm.
important message, they're listening. It's just that we don't convey an important message enough. But we are, we all, as parents, we are, as you being a mentor and a teacher and a principal and every hat you wear in that school, including the guy that walks down the hall and says, "Hey, how was your day today?"
Right.
Uh, you're conveying a message that's changing those kids' lives. Like Quez said, he's recognize the importance of his role in the last 2 years. Your role is
Yes, sir.
invaluable. It's hugely important.
It's
It's so
huge.
important,
Mm-hmm.
hugely important. And that's a beautiful thing that you recognize it and you take
Yes, sir.
ownership of it, because that's what really matters. One of the things that I'm going to start rolling out, and I don't know how much, like on a wide scale, like you said, how do we do this on a wide scale? One of the things we're rolling out a new podcast called Kids Quack. I'm going to have parents and their kids on, and we're going to talk
Oh, that's
about their
cool.
their sense of
Oh,
mission
that's lit.
together. So one of my first guests who I just spoke to, his name was Maurice Sanders. He's creating an app for small restaurants where you can order directly through his rap app, right? His son, who's 9 years old, keeps talking about wanting to be a food truck. He says, my son does cook good. He makes me lunch, hamburgers, he makes me eggs and stuff in the morning. So I want to have the two of them together and see how they can work together and create that bond. And that's something maybe more people need to do is understand how they work well with their kids in the future as well as on a day-to-day basis. Because no matter what your relationship is with your spouse, which is significantly important, you always need to be in touch with your kids. As
All
a
the time.
all the time. You need to be a big
No,
part of their life. And that's something like Daryll said, I think it's going to happen. I think we're starting to realize that it's not happening and that next generation, it's just like smoking. Smoking used to be cool. Smoking,
Absolutely.
we
yeah.
used to
It was in
walk
every
through the
movie.
not
Yeah.
only that,
It's
you
in
used to walk through the
everything.
streets in New York City and there was models handing out cigarettes and they were smoking them when they were handing them out. Free, there were packs of 4 for free.
How
Now,
how big and
Yeah.
strong the Marlboro Man was,
oh yeah,
right?
he was like 6'8" on a
Yeah, he was
giant
strong.
But it's so
so
crazy because I actually like it's probably been like a year now since I started smoking. Like I don't smoke, I don't drink. Yeah, I don't drink, I don't smoke. So I don't got into fitness. Like you know, what I'm saying, I'm in the gym. I'm telling you that stay fit, man. Get in the gym, man. You know, it's not just working out your body, but working out your mentality. It gets you get a clear mindset. You feel good, and get on the daily routine. Like you know, get a routine and just stay disciplined with anything you do.
that's
Absolutely. There's knowledge everywhere, right? Like I have determined that I read. Look, I'll read the Bible. I'll read stuff put out by the Dalai Lama. I'll read, and one thing that the Dalai Lama, because Buddhists don't drink, right? And so one thing that he said was sometimes we forget that we are animals and that what separates humans from animals is a conscience. And what happens when we take drugs or alcohol into our body, it deadens our conscience,
You
and then
definitely do.
we
It's a
act
different
like
spirit.
animals.
Yeah,
And
it's a different
I
spirit.
read that like 25 years ago. It still resonates in my body. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
wow.
wow,
When you drink, see, if you think about it, like look at some of the liquor stores. Some of the liquor stores are called spirits. Because when you drink, it's not you, it's a spirit.
right? That's
So
right.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely true. Yeah, yeah, and that's an important lesson I just learned today because I do like to partake in a little alcohol.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
dude,
look,
dude.
ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's
You
something
Because
I
know,
learned.
like
I got to keep it in
yeah,
mind not to overdo it. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, don't
and
overdo it,
that's
man.
yeah. Um,
I think a shot here and there really, I think it get bad once you abusing it. I think that's where it really get bad when
right.
you're abusing whatever you're using. I feel like that's where it get bad because at one point I was abusing certain things and it kind of like took over my life, but I wound up you know figuring out a way and getting help and bringing me out of that situation. Now I'm here today. Now I'm the man I am today. It kind of helped me. Well, I went into a program for like 9 months and it actually, helped me and it brought me out of that situation. And now I'm here, you know what I'm saying? I'm moving forward. I feel better. I'm doing better, and I'm here for my kids, man. I got a newborn coming. He should be here probably like, next month. He's doing December, but he'll be here probably like Thanksgiving because
oh,
she
great,
big,
right?
she
When we
big right
sit
now.
down to Thanksgiving dinner, you're gonna
Yeah.
be bolting off
Oh,
to the
that's
hospital.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I tell my
Yeah.
wife all the time I want more kids. She tells me get another wife, so I have to come by your house and enjoy you.
Yeah. And the one thing too, what I think is important too, man, like I'm getting back into it, like reading. I think reading
It
books is
is.
important because it's where a lot of information at, but a lot of us we don't want to take the time out and read. But if you read, you can gain knowledge. Like I said, knowledge is power, man, and wisdom. Wisdom is awesome. Because you can teach, you know what I'm saying? You want to be able to teach everybody, your kids, family members. Yes, sometimes it's hard to get people to understand certain things, but they say shake them till you wake them. Shake them till you wake them. Keep putting it in. Keep trying to instill it in them, man.
You know,
And
I
also,
think,
actually, right now, I'm reading this book right here. Uh, I just got into it, but it's
okay.
yeah,
Oh, nice. I
the
might.
secret teaching of all ages. Yeah, pretty
Have you
good
ever
book
read
so
that,
far.
Daryl?
No,
I
I've
gotta
never
check that
seen,
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for the
okay.
tip.
Yeah, man, it's a good. It's for some right now. It's like what it's telling me. It's kind of like about how like religion started and stuff like that. But I think it get more deeper as you go. I'm only on like let me see. I think I'm on like the 12th, 13th page right now.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, how depressing would life be? Just because I always believe that, man, I had to have a creator because I believe that even as much good as we all have the potential of doing, we get up every day, we go to work, we do whatever. You can't tell me that this is all there is, right?
no, it's something else. It's something
No,
else. Come on.
there is something else after this. This is just one length of my journey, right?
Yeah,
I don't know what I did before. I don't know. All I know is what I'm doing now, right?
right, right, right.
And I'm pretty sure that I'm sure there's another task after this one's over. And I'll tackle that as I can. So I feel bad for those people that think this is all there is, right? Because
Nah,
I feel sad for them because man, you get up, you go to work, you work most of your life, you miss out on so many things, and you're just paying bills,
we
and then
saying
you
it. We
die,
saying
and
it. We
that's
saying
it.
it. We saying it
Are
because
you kidding
man,
me?
like
There's got to be more
it's
than
got to
that,
be some
man.
more than this. And I just feel like like if you get more deep into this thing, man, I don't feel like I know. We are programmed. You know what I'm saying? We are programmed to do certain things. We like a computer. We take in and we follow what they tell us. So if everybody was to stop paying rent right now or going to work, what could they possibly do?
There's
What can they
power in
possibly do?
numbers. There's
Here,
power in
here,
numbers.
here's a theory that I was talking to a guy who's a physicist, right? He worked in NASA, and he's like, "You want to get Washington's attention?" He goes, "Have every employed person in this country take a week off without pay.
Yeah.
Our country would come to a screeching halt, not because of the services, because the money would stop.
Yeah,
You
man.
take
Yeah,
one
man.
week off without pay, the country would almost collapse
Yeah,
because
cause
that money would stop. And
yeah,
I
how
was
you
That's
like,
because
right.
if you
oh
think
my
about
God.
yeah, because if you
No,
think about it, the world is running because of us.
yeah,
The world is running because of us. So if we was to stop doing whatever that they put on us, then it won't ever be ran. It won't be able to be the way it is. If we stop it right now.
no. We have, in which, you know, is so factual, but it also bothers me to know that we are paying so much tax that we are keeping the rest of the world spinning. That makes my head spin. So,
Yeah.
so, but the truth of the matter is that man, you have figured it out at such a young age
Mm-hmm.
that you are the example in your house.
Yes, sir.
People see what you do. I talk to the older brothers here on my campus that say, look, man, you may not want the job, but all your little siblings are watching you. They're watching
Mm-hmm.
everything you do. They watch your word choice. They watch your actions. They're watching who you hang out with. So be the example, right? Because I'm telling you, it matters,
It
So
matters, man. It matters.
so you're right, brother. You are so right. I'm so glad that you were smart enough to know, no, I don't have that yet. So I'm going to go get in this program
Mm-hmm.
and learn a little something, get my life together, because a lot of folks really are not brave enough or smart enough to know
Nah.
that they need help.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
you figured that out early,
yeah.
dude. And for
Yes,
that,
sir.
man, congratulations. Your
Thank you.
kids
Appreciate
will
it.
be better because of the man you are.
Right. And I think it's like people don't like I don't know why, but like if you first you got to go within. Go within and you want to be truth. You want to be truth with yourself. You want to be honest with yourself. Like if you know it's a problem, you know you have a problem. Just I know it might be a little embarrassing or it might be something you just don't want to live because it's probably like traumatizing to you. But at the end of the day, if you better yourself, you can better others around you. Like you can't love nobody correctly if you don't love yourself.
If you don't love yourself,
Absolutely.
that's right.
So, yeah, so
That's
it's self
beautiful.
love, man.
So
Self love, man.
this is incredible. This has just been an incredible conversation, and I want to continue it. I want to both of y'all back on. I'm also going to give each other. I think it'd be all right if I give you. Do we freeze? We did.
No, I don't think so. I'm
No,
No?
just
I wouldn't
Okay.
say
So I'm gonna in a minute here because I'm gonna start wrapping it up because I know everybody it's Sunday morning, everybody wants to get back to their thing.
yes, sir.
This has been incredible. Quez, you're an incredible human being. I'm so glad I met you.
absolutely,
Appreciate it,
dude.
man.
I really think that was
Thank you.
God's plan because I was just like driving to Disney to go to work and I'd stopped where I stopped and I met you at where you were living at and then I said, I got to make this connection with Daryll who's running this incredible school and making an important 250 students this year, which I think is a record year, right, for you?
It's a
Because
good year.
it's a good
Absolutely.
Yes,
year
sir.
because
Good year.
Daryll doesn't like he says he doesn't get his students from the ninth grade on. He has to draw them in. It's not the same. It's a different type of school. He only does 11 and 12, so there is no preschool. There is
No,
no grade school. There is no so 250 kids. He's making a difference in their life. You're making a difference in your children's lives. We're going to
Yes,
continue
absolutely.
this
sir. Yes,
conversation. It's been incredible. I didn't know everything I knew today about you, and I'm glad that you just opened up with us. And that's what
sir.
I
I ain't
wanted to
gonna feel
do.
little nervous, but I'm all right. I'm all right. It get there.
But what did I tell you? It's like old guys sitting on the porch,
It's
man.
Yes, sir.
chill and grill, right, Daryl?
That's
Feeling good.
exactly right.
Well, thank you guys. It's been incredible.
Thank
I
you.
am
Thank you.
looking
Hey, no,
forward.
honestly, thank y'all for the opportunity, man, and giving me, let me have that voice and being able to speak, man. I appreciate that. So, and before we get out of here, I just want to say this: it's what you're not changing is what you're choosing, man. So
Yeah.
that's just my message right there. What you're not
That's
changing,
true.
what you're
What
That's
you're not.
choosing.
if you don't mind, I'm stealing that.
Hey,
Yeah,
look,
I was just
hey,
gonna say, and it doesn't pay royalties. Actually, I'm actually
hey,
gonna
take
use it too.
it with you, man. You can pass it down, man. That's what we do it for, man.
Guys, I appreciate you so much, and we're gonna have this conversation again. And in a minute, in the next few minutes, I'm gonna be texting, if it's okay, you two each other's contact info.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can
Absolutely.
get it. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
absolutely.
think it'd be important that y'all stay in touch too, and we're all gonna stay
Yes,
in
sir.
touch. This is a
Yes, sir.
community we're building here on this podcast, so
Yes, sir.
I
Absolutely.
stay in touch with all my guests. I reach out to them every couple of weeks. Hey, you want to come back on? And
Man,
generally
I
they
love to
say
come back
yeah.
on, man. Let's do
Oh,
it, man. Let's do it. We got to
yes,
talk. We got to
Because
put it
this
out
is
there, man.
comfortable. I'm
yeah.
telling
Yeah.
you, I'm always comfortable on here, man. So this is great.
I'm easy to talk to, you know.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
coach. You know it.
I really appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great Sunday. I don't want to keep you from your families and all that you want to get to. So thank you
All
so
right.
much, and may God bless you all. And I will
All
see you.
right.
Talk
Nothing but love, gentlemen.
love,
Love,
peace, and
man.
love. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Yes, sir.